summer for the locals.
Locals only.
It probably
Stoners
will be
only.
Locals only. No one else comes here during
I
the
mean,
summer.
who else is
Yeah.
crazy enough, right?
Well, you'd be... no, never mind. Because it used to be a very popular destination.
You know who's crazy enough?
Who?
Rocky fans.
Exactly.
We are all just the right amount of crazy.
Precisely.
And some of us the wrong amount, but we don't talk about them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so excited to do it here at this venue at the 420 Bank, because it's going to have all walks of life. We're going to get people trickling in from the street, from just walking around Palm Springs as tourists, but we're also going to get the locals. We're going to get the diehard Rocky fans. We're going to get the stoners. Everybody's going to be there, and it's going to be a huge mesh, and it's going to be beautiful.
Now, I do want to warn you all, the show is interactive, which means the actors will come off stage and into the audience. Never fear, though.
But haunted house rules.
Absolutely.
No touching each other. Like, we won't touch you.
I mean, if you bring a friend, you can touch your friend if they give consent.
But verbal consent is everything.
Touching.
If you
Now-
can get a contract, too, that also helps.
In addition to our splash zone, we will have areas that are interaction-free. If you just want to sit back, have a good time, we absolutely respect that.
But we will be coming into the audience. We will be getting up in your face, and we will be inviting you to dance along with us.
There will be lots of dancing. Dress comfortably.
Dress comfortably, but fabulously.
Also, dress to do the time warp with us, because it being the most iconic number for the show, we'd love it if you all got up and did it along with us, wouldn't we?
It'd be surprising if people didn't. Like,
Absolutely.
every Rocky that we've ever done, people
Exactly.
have gone out to dance.
Yeah,
And we're
that's
right
it.
down there with you on the floor now. You're not in seats and we're on a stage.
Exactly.
We're with you.
No, we have
Not
space to
trying
dance,
time
for
warp
sure.
in a little aisle. Yeah.
Jump to the left, you end up knocking over the next 3 people beside you.
That was only once, Bo.
Hey, once was enough.
Hey, she's a good friend now.
Now, this is also a show where we expect the audience to bring props. So, Katrina, help me out here. What props are we going to need?
Oh, so any good Rocky veteran always comes with a prop bag. And so for all you virgins or first timers, this is what you should bring in a prop bag. We are looking to have some available for sale in case you can't bring your own. But this is what goes into it in case you want to do a little DIY with your friends at home. Firstly, you're going to need a little bit of rice, a good handful or two, because there is a wedding scene, and we want to throw rice to the newlyweds.
There are 2 wedding scenes, so
Oh, I'm getting to that.
don't blow your wad on the first one.
Yeah, so you can double up on this. You can either have 2 cups of rice, one for each wedding scene, or you could have rice for one and confetti for the other. But please make sure it's the very big confetti because nobody wants to be cleaning up your crafty herpes.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And that's high school theater. We couldn't afford the big glitter, so
Yup.
the day after the show, it's either us or the poor maintenance guy who's got to sit. It was usually us, though. We usually were like, let's give him a break here, guys.
Micro glitter nightmare.
Oh, God.
Now,
Save the sea turtles.
to continue in this baggy idea, we will be providing our own water effects. That way you do not have to worry about this. But as tradition, some people have brought very tiny squirt guns filled with maybe a tablespoon or 2 of water. That way you can just squirt it into the air, and during the rain scene, everybody gets wet. But again, this venue, there is a splash zone.
Absolutely.
So be prepared for that. Oh, let's see. What else is in there? So there's some noisemakers. If you got a harmonica or one of those little clapping plastic things or a
kazoo.
I definitely recommend a kazoo.
Kazoos are the best.
What about the chickens you squeak until they scream?
Those are fantastic.
Those
I'm
are
glad
quite
you
fun.
think so.
I certainly do.
Are you a fan of choking the chicken?
That's a way to describe it.
I didn't realize till how I described it, how it sounded, but I was like, oh. Sorry.
Oh, help me out here. What else is in there? I know we need some pieces of toast
That's right.
for a dinner toast. Oh, rubber gloves.
To
Yes,
snap.
yes. To snap along with Dr. Frankenfurter during his laboratory scene.
Cards for Sorrow. Cards.
Yes, some playing cards are good to have in there. You don't need a whole pack. What is it, 42 cards?
52.
52,
And
thank
no,
you.
you just need 3 or 4.
Yes. For the long, sad song of Frankenfurter, cards for trouble, cards for pain.
If you want, you could just take those instruction cards that no one wants, chuck them in the air. We'll throw them out for you.
Yeah, cards are cards. And what else is in that prop bag?
Let's see. We have the rice. We have the noisemaker. We have the rubber gloves.
The cards, the
The
confetti.
cards.
newspaper.
The toast
Newspaper.
and newspaper.
Newspaper comes with the water. You want to protect your beautiful hair and makeup from all the water being sprayed.
Marijuana is a memory impairment drug.
Did he say something?
And that's that's pretty much all that goes into those prop bags. There are some more things. There are fun websites where people expand upon that, but those are the basics, and they will get you through the whole movie, interacting with the screen and with the scenes.
Speaking of interaction, there are also fun heckles to shout out during certain parts. I recommend definitely looking those up, or if you know them, shout them out. I always love to hear the new heckles.
Liz is one of our best hecklers, and every show she's been our spotlight operator, and she gives the best heckles from that back row. That way it just trickles down all the way to the front of the stage, and you can hear everything, and it's just consistent, and it's beautiful, and we love it.
And don't be afraid to make up new ones. The whole point of Rocky is to be a show that evolves with the times. It's something where, what you saw back in 1986 is probably not going to be the same thing you saw in 2024. And bring the old, bring the new, bring whatever you just think is fun and a little bit dirty.
But we are excited to bring this Rocky Stoner Picture Show party to the 420 Bank and Dispensary. If you want to follow along with the journey with this production, we will be putting up pictures and cast lists of rehearsals and different information. You can find it on our Instagram, which is at Signature Celluloid. That is the name of our production company putting this on, and it follows the Coachella Valley Shadow cast.
And that is Signature with an S, Celluloid with a C.
We are looking forward to the show. It is August 23rd from 5 to 10 p.m. You can get the ticket link either at the 420 Bank Instagram or the Signature Celluloid Instagram is in our bios. It is on Eventbrite. Again, that is August 23rd.
So, Liz, you haven't told us about the first time you saw Rocky.
Exactly.
First time I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show, I was a teenager. It was introduced to me by a friend. I was instantly hooked by the music, as music
Oh, yeah.
is always has been a big part of my life, despite not playing anything currently. And that was it. It ended up on my playlist for a while, and then when I saw the opportunity to join the Shadowcast, I thought, why not? I used to enjoy theater. I enjoy musicals. I'll do this and see how it turns out, and I didn't look back.
Nice. And we loved your energy as soon as you came in, and we're like, we need to find a place for Liz on stage, behind the stage. We want her.
Absolutely,
I ended
yeah.
up behind the spotlight, but I had a great time. The spotlight was so fun.
Well, you're still here.
Yeah.
And that's been an incredible journey, because what's so incredible about our show is that everybody who comes on, there's no experience necessary to join our cast. So that means people learn new things, and they learn skills that they've never done before, whether it's in crafting or lighting or blocking or dancing, even acting, even just being yourself on stage and getting rid of your stage fright and doing something outside your comfort zone.
And honestly, that's my favorite part about our cast, is they're such a diverse group of people just in their experience levels alone. We have some people who have been acting for 20, 30 years, who have acted professionally, who are just, doing this for fun. And then we also have people who have literally never been on stage before come out, and it's remarkable. I mean, we have so many people come out and audition for our most recent show, and just having to turn so many talented people away was heartbreaking, but
It was.
it means that we do have the best talent the Coachella Valley has to offer, and we're very excited to share that with you.
It's
Again.
it's been a wonderful journey because of the community value and how many people we've met and lives we touched, and not only to have them work with us over and over again, but to see them go on to other shows and other productions, or even starting their own businesses. It's just amazing to see people, once were maybe a little insecure and a little unsure of themselves, and somehow our production, getting on stage and being in your underwear and pretending to have sex with all your cast members. Something about that just loosens a person up,
And I think that's what's so comfortable about it, is part of how it's been done so many times before in so many different ways. There's just, sure, there are rules and traditions, but at the same time, there kind of are no rules. That's one of the major rules, ironically enough. Man, I need more of this stuff.
Yeah, is that weed?
Let me find out for you.
Liz, what was the song that hooked you?
Yeah, I think it's weed. Yeah.
What was that
Might be.
song that truly just hooked you into Rocky Horror, since you're talking about loving the music so much?
There's a light.
There's a light? Really?
Yes, it's something I turn on my radio when I don't feel so good or when I've had a bad day. And it's just a very uplifting number. The scene set in the movie is just beautiful. It's nighttime. When we were in the Palm Springs Cultural Center Camelot Theater, it's one of my favorite scenes out of our whole shadow cast because we get to use lighting in a very unique way. And it's just stunning. It's a stunning scene.
Now that's a really good segue into something we should point out. We briefly talked about college productions, and I just want to assure everyone this is a fully lit professional show. We have a whole team of directors, choreographers.
Fully lit.
Fully lit.
We have an amazing lighting team. We have a great crew. We have some amazing sponsors in the local community helping us with props, set pieces. I mean, it's not going to be like any other Rocky you've ever seen before, that's for sure.
Because of the unique venue, it's going to be a unique show. And we're taking advantage of that as much as we can.
Absolutely.
You know what? Touching on the music, what is your favorite song number of the entire show or sequence?
Well, that's a tricky one. Time Warp is probably the most fun because it gets everyone on their feet. It's our introduction to the world. It's kind of breaking out of the Wonder Bread, cookie cutter, white people happy place and getting into just, pure weirdness and depravity. Sweet Transvestite is so fun. It's just got so much ego and strength to it.
It's
And then
hot. It's hot. It's a hot number.
It's quite hot.
in terms of, just what's visually stunning, there's the floor show at the end. It's just such a fun final third act showstopper. It's just
Oh, yeah.
it's hard to decide, but
Oh, and then you got your Sat Solo and Hot Patootie that just hits all the right spots.
I mean everyone knows I love Meatloaf.
Yeah.
And the singer's pretty good too.
Ooh.
I'll say it. I think I believe that Hot Patootie is my favorite song of the entire show, but my favorite sequence in any part of a song is during Rose Tip My World, the floor show, and specifically the little ma 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 ma. The very end where he's just going, I'm a wild and entertained thing.
It picks up. You
It's
love the
so-
change.
That's like that just fills me with such adrenaline.
Yep.
And it's so much fun. But you're right, it is a show that has so much good to it that honestly it's hard to pick a bad song out of the bunch.
There's a bad song.
No, there isn't. That's what I'm saying.
There is, but they cut it.
Now listen.
I'm sorry, Barry Boswick.
No. I don't agree.
Okay, you have to admit that it didn't fit the rest of the songs, and that's why it naturally got cut. It was still a good song, but it didn't match the show.
I suppose. Now what about shock treatment?
Of course.
I don't talk about shock treatment.
Bitching
It's
in
in my
the
contract.
kitchen or crying in the bedroom all night.
For me, I've actually grown to love just the shock treatment song.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. I agree with you, Calvin, as like looking at it as a film, it's like this makes no sense. This like it's weirdly orchestrated, but I don't know what it is, but that soundtrack has a hook in me.
No comment.
No comment.
What was the stitch one?
Oh, Little Black Dress.
Little Black
Stitch,
Dress.
stitch, stitch into that little black dress.
Oh, that one's a bit in your wig.
Oh yeah. And what's so funny is Richard O'Brien says, "Oh, like I'm not proud of this movie." It's not bad, Richard. Love yourself, bro.
It's not bad, but it definitely doesn't hit that hype that Rocky did.
No, and that's why we're doing Rocky and not shock treatment. We're doing the Rocky Stoner Picture Show.
I must admit, I forgot about shock treatment, having known about it since I was a teenager.
And
I forgot it even existed.
for
up until we
for
brought it up.
anyone listening who's
I
a little
envy you.
confused, shock treatment is the unofficial sequel to Rocky Horror. It's a bit hard to find online, but we digress.
If you're a diehard fan of Rocky Horror, it's definitely at least worth taking a look.
You'll find your way there eventually.
Most do.
All right. Well, once again, we are Signature Celluloid, presenting the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the 420 Bank. Again, this is Stoner's Paradise podcast, presented by Rocket Genetics and sponsored by the 420 Bank.
You'll hear from us again. We're going to keep telling you about the show and our progress and give you any fun updates that might be on their way. And we'll catch you next time.
Thank you all for joining us, and stay toasty.